muddy trails to you until we meet again. Muddy trails to you. Oh, so here we are. Ooh, can't reveal that I'm going bald here. Hold on now. No. Here we are in South Portland. No, I don't know. We're somewhere in Portland. Got some old canals and yeah, muddy trails. We just had some heavy rain the past 2 days on and off. Weird. But that's how the weather goes up here. If you don't like it, wait 10 minutes. That's an old joke. Cornball as hell. But that's me, kid. That at least you can depend on. So what I want to get into is something I regret not going into earlier, but I had to process it. It was one of those, well, for lack of a better term, because I'm stoned right now, so bear with me, but very spiritual moment. And, I get them, but I forget to either record them, if it's even possible to, depending on what it is. They can be so varied. Or, uh, just something like what happened that I regret, not having recorded. But I had to stay online with the emergency phone number, and because I got myself lost for the first time walking the trails, at least I think ever. I had to call emergency services to drive out there, and they had to get out on four-wheelers. Some of them were in full dispatch uniforms, just like, loving it, but the dispatcher was like, don't worry about it. They love doing this, because I felt terrible about it. But I had a spiritual moment out in the woods when I just recently decided to try and brush the crush, brush the crush, uh, brush the crust off my pineal gland and get that thing working again, because I think I got, basically told to do that, to try to exercise that third eye again. So because I get too far away, I got very close to suicide again recently, and that's no joke. In fact, I'm teetering, but I'm doing good because I just finally got another job somewheres. So contact me privately if you want to know where I'm tattooing these days. But I've done some well-esteemed shops just in Rhode Island in 8 months. But anyway, what I want to get into is this experience I had in the woods. Oh, it was about 3 days ago, but it took me about that time to process, and I got stoned. And I'm like, no, I can't ever, articulate what I'm trying to say when I'm stoned. That's when I get my greatest thoughts. Probably the same for most of us. But uh, then I ended up. Well, let's walk a little bit. Uh, but I gotta watch my step because it is ruthlessly muddy. And I don't know how these guys could jog. There's people jogging in here through this stuff. But so I hope I'm not covering the mic. Probably am. But yeah. So here's a spiritual moment I had. I ended up. Look at this rickety ass thing. I gotta walk here. There's a lot of people on these trails, but this is pretty close to the inner city, which still small by most standards. And here's a view from this direction. And this is something you see in the Popeye movie with Robin Williams playing the lead. Um, so in any case, I have my headphones on, so I'll be forced to speak louder because I got to hear my own voice, and because I find that I'm not speaking loud enough in these videos. Well, I got the attachable mic, but that's another story. Remembering to use that. I need a manager. Anyone wants to look to manage me, I'll tattoo you for free. And that's a promise. I mean that. I have had that offer out, and people have taken advantage of it for years now, just not lately. All right, so here we are. We're going into here. We just crossed the second bridge. Now these trails I'm on are connected somehow I'm told, to the trail I got lost on. But I went to have a meditative moment in the middle of the trail. I don't know why. I don't remember before it. I'm just going to let some people pass and stand over here so I can talk this more in private because I'm putting it out to whoever, but still prefer to be private about it, you know, sharing the same space with others. So there's a pretty good view here. Take a look. So I'll get into it a little bit. Uh, yeah, so I stopped for a rest, and I went a little further, admittedly, than I usually do on that path. Hello, guys. Hi. And here we go. And then I stopped, and then I don't know, being told that I should get into. Here we go. That I should get into, the practice of, because I had practiced under Carlos Castaneda. Some people might know already. Uh, in the past, and I had successfully left the body at least twice, three times, but I got sucked back in because I wasn't in the right mental space, and I got spooked. It's very dangerous business. So I've been, asked to get back into this, but at this time I don't remember why I stopped. I thought I was just stopping for a rest because I was further out than I normally go, right? But uh, but yeah, I stopped and I remember standing and going into a space. I was stoned, but I know stoned from a spiritual experience because I've left the body purposely through my own meditative, you know, raising your vibrations basically till you lift right out of yourself. And are you looking out there, kid? Are you getting a good gander at those rotten yellow eyeballs? No, I don't think they're too bad. Look at these teeth, kid. That's unbrushed, but maybe don't show you too close. Now look at them. Don't pause it and study it and zoom in or nothing. But those are pretty good teeth, I tell you what, for 51. But in any case, and they're there all the way around. But in any case, so I stopped, and all I do remember is almost like beaming up. I felt my spirit coming up in strips of light out of my body, just straight up, almost statuesque, just like leaving my body, the shape it was, where I was, and I had one foot up. That just came to me. I don't know why I had one foot up. If it rose, irregardless of where I was at mentally, I don't know. But yeah, I did have one foot, almost like a stork, and like you would see and hear back when there was life to these ponds. But this is inner city. This area is probably suffering a bit from sewage. Sorry, I keep going back and forth, folks, but it's probably my brain damage. I do have a hard time staying focused. But I know the reason why we're here, and now I'm getting into it really, is where then I rose and I felt myself rising, and I'm saying, "Oh wow, I could do this again," and and then it goes blank. I guess there's times when you cross to the other side and you shut down, and your conscious mind, the mind that's concentrated on this world, and your spirit does its business that it thinks you shouldn't know. Just like we don't know what we came from before, what our past lives might have been if we had any, and that sort of thing. So so when I woke up, it was dark. It was dark. And these woods, it was nothing but these leaves. Like here, you could tell the trails. It was a moonless night, so it just went black when it went fully dark. And I was panicking about 15 minutes into before it went dark. I was like, so I'm using my phone, it's regular light, jamming out, but then I'm like, man, I'm getting too spooked. It's already getting so dark, and they're wild woods further up than this, further up section, more into you could get deer or even bear, not likely moose, but that's even just a little further up from here. But so I wake up in the dark, and then I'm using a flashlight. I needed the flashlight at that point, and it just sucked my energy quick, and and So I said, fuck this. I had to suck it up and call, I think all men can relate when I say, I had the hardest time calling for help. We want to, it's our instinct to want to survive in the woods, even though men, more of us are unequipped to do so, unfortunately. And that's by design, look into it. Governmental design. Did I say that? I don't know. But, so that was it. Then I'm lost. And I go out to these, you see these wires that cut through here. Uh, the lines. All right, here's one. Uh, you see that? Let me see. Oh, you see that? Yeah. So I get up in that kind of clearing, and I'm up high on cliffs too. I could fall in the dark, and so I stood pretty still. I went out one way, and I really thought the YouTube the video was the uh, the not the video. The forest was. I really thought the forest was fooling me. It was like closing in and stuff from different ends. It got spooky, almost paranormal in the dark way, so once I opened to that clearing, I only went into one more section, found that was a dead end as well. It was like trying to sneak me into deep into the woods, so I got lost, and then it could have its way with me. So I didn't go too far. If there was something, that's just the worst scenario. Sorry, I just spit it again. Oh, cottonmouth, good. There we go. So I got more people coming. These are pretty occupied woods, I would say, for such a personal story. But I'll tell you people, but I figure if you're willing to click, you want to hear about it, not necessarily everybody around me. Okay, they're coming in from both ends. All right, I'm just going to cross over. So bear with me while I climb this hill. Hello. Excuse me. It was. There we go. More people. Holy moly. This is Walt Disney at the end of Disneyland at the end of this trail. All right, I'm just gonna sit right here. All right, taking these off. Oh, here we go. Oh, this ain't bad. This looks pretty cool. Have a look from this direction. I don't want to get any people on the camera who don't want to be filmed, but yeah, in public you don't have a right not to. But so in any case, there it was. So I call the emergency line. I don't know the downtown police, and I wish I could put the camera down somewhere. I didn't bring a stand. So sorry if I'm shaking here, but too much salt in my diet lately. I got to admit. So if I keel over dead, that's why. It wasn't COVID. They'll write it in as COVID. Oh, see, I said that. Now it's going to be freaking deleted, but or flagged or something. But in any case, so there it was. The cops started coming in from both sides. One side on you saw the bright lights trying to cut through the woods from two different directions, and others they couldn't get any further because of the ravines. So then they got out on foot, and then they got to me, and I'm talking to this woman, says, stay on the line until they get to you. And then by the time they were to me, I was like, man, I should have filmed all that. It's pretty exciting. And then they also had to walk me through I could hear the road from where I was, but you couldn't tell where it was from, and I'm half deaf in one ear, so I couldn't, find directly where the road was coming from with my hearing. Yeah, so there it was, and they were very cordial, very decent. Didn't make me feel like they were going out of their way. Now there was another cop back in the lot where I parked that he was a little more questioning. He tried to be friendly, but ultimately I could tell in short order that he was sizing me up. And that's fine. I'm all gothed out half the time, and I don't look like everybody else. So that's just the way it goes. Everyone's like, oh, I'm a victim. Oh, everybody's, people just, aren't gonna accept so much. Just get on with your life. They're not harming you. That's the only time I give a fuck. But language is violence by these snowflake standards these days. Unfortunately, we got to get away from that. So there's that, and they got me out of there, and I got to my car, and that was that. So why did I black out? I left the body. I had to, and there was a time when I died, when I shot myself and I died. The first time I came back, God pushed me back to get myself help because nobody would have known where I was. But I died two more times on the way to the hospital, and those times, oh, I lost train of thought. Hold on a second. Hello, hi, hello. All right, so what's the case? And I don't recall those times either. I don't recall. Sorry, I had my NDE with the first time, but then hospital records say I died two more times in the ambulance and had to be resuscitated by manually, um, which you know I thank them now, officially, socially, on a broader you know stand. But so there's that. So I know that there's times where you cross over and the spirit disconnects from the human, conscious. So this is just some things we don't need to know about or can't handle. This is bad enough us NDE survivors. We have so much on our plate just to try and figure out what the hell just happened. And now in my life, 8 years ago, you know, 8 or 9, I think 9 now maybe, but no, whatever it is, 83. 03, 2013. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. That's a lot to chew on. So, write in the comments if you have any questions. I'm glad to answer anything. I'm, not above anybody. I'm right there with everybody, just living it like we all are trying to do. All right, God bless. Lots of love. Bye.